Today I'm going to talk about my recent training plan. So preparing for the Philippine Cycling Fest. But first, let's do some speed work down some gravel roads. Let's go. Tomorrow I'm going on a bike ride, and I got this from Alameda in China. Let's give it an open. Alameda. Got new jerseys and bib shorts. So I'm gonna use it on a ride tomorrow. Fancy. Here's the bib shorts, and I'm gonna talk about how my training has been going. I've had a little setback, but it'll be okay. Alright, here's the ride. Some speed work down some gravel roads. Let's go. Twenty-minute lap on the undulated terrain. Kinda rocky. Oh, I'm gonna go. Okay. So man. Ready? Thank you, Alameda, for sending this jersey. It is very comfortable. Oh, jersey and bibs. I really like the bibs too. If you're watching this video and you're interested in ordering Alameda, I have links in the description, and I think I even have a promo code. Enjoy! So I'm going to talk about the training that I've been doing before the Philippine Cycling Festival event. More or less what I did was I got the date, and then I think I chose like 8 weeks prior. And then 8 weeks prior, I just made sure that I had one 4x4 session that's 4 minutes as hard as I can and 4 minutes rest. And I would repeat it around 4 to 6 times. I did it once, 6 times, and I got a headache in the afternoon. So after that, I just did it like 4 reps. After that one time that I did 6, and I think I did it once at 5 times, and I felt pretty good. So I make sure that I get once a week, I get that session in. And then the other session that I try to make sure that I get in is a threshold session. Basically, I pick a hill or two, and I go up as fast as I can. I try to hit about 20 to 30 minutes of threshold, around 170 beats per minute. So usually my 4x4 sessions are either on a Monday or a Tuesday, and then I'll do the threshold sessions either on a Wednesday or a Thursday. And then on Saturday, I'll just do like a long endurance ride where I don't really think about the efforts that I'm gonna do. Sometimes it's just a long zone 2 ride, but sometimes I do have efforts in there. And then depending on how I feel, sometimes I'll take Sunday off, or sometimes I'll bike on a Sunday. I can get to it in more detail on the Strava. Let's check it out. More or less, this is what I've been doing. 4x4 reps, so I started on January 8th. 4x4 reps, 2 sets, 3 reps. So this was when I did 6 reps and I had a headache in the afternoon. and some threshold. And then you can see that I spaced it in between. So I did bike in between these sessions as well. Alright, so this might look a bit confusing because those were the workouts, but these are the actual rides. So, and then, as you can see, I did a lot of rides in between. And then January 12, it was a rainy day, but I think I did a threshold session at home. You can check that out. See, I did a threshold session at home, 2x15 effort basically. And that's how it is. So I spaced it out, so I made sure that I had enough time to recover in between sessions. And like I said, on Saturdays, it's kind of mixed. So you can see here my Saturdays. My Saturdays are basically like long-ish days. So here, epic ride with the N Polio crew, getting the signpost racer back. This is a Saturday ride, 120 kilometers, 5 hours, 50 minutes. This is another Saturday ride, 95 kilometers, 3 hours, 51 minutes, 47 seconds. So, and then on this week, from Feb 6 to 12, I made it a recovery week. I noticed that the recovery week is super important. It gives my body a time to rest, but also because training a lot is mentally fatiguing as well. And on the recovery week, I didn't think about training at all. Like I just did coffee rides with my friends. And I think you'll see that Feb 6 to 12. So these are just like basically coffee rides and chill rides with my friends, like zone 2 rides. Then after the recovery week, started it off with a 4x4 session, then threshold. And then this is where my training suffered. Because on Feb 17, I got sick. Like I got like a really bad cold and a really bad headache. In fact, on Feb 17, I was at home the whole day. I was just in bed the entire day. And then Feb 18, I think we left for Manila. And I was feeling really bad the whole trip in Manila. So I didn't really get to rest all that much. That's why you can see here at Feb 21, all the way to 26, I didn't really do any hard sessions. And then on Feb 22, I had a bike fit with Martin Ilagan, and that was very nice. The bike fit was actually, it wasn't super tiring, but he did tell me to get on the bike and pedal fast. And then after like 10 seconds of pedaling fast, I'd get off and he'd adjust something, and I'd go back on the bike, pedal fast again, and then get off and he'd do something. So it was kind of it almost felt like super short intervals. I think we did that for like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. So I didn't count it as a workout, but it was pretty tiring. So since I wasn't confident yet, I didn't do any hard sessions all the way from 23, 24, 25, 26. I did the first hard session on the 27th. And then today, I did a threshold session, 30 minutes total or more or less. Since I missed like a whole week, I'm not gonna add workout sessions, but I'm going to try to increase the volume a little bit in the next few days before my taper week. And then in my taper week, I'll probably put in like 2 reps of 4x4. So I'm still gonna do some of the workouts, but like just half of them. So maybe a 15 minutes threshold here as well. So those are the workouts. And then you can also see here in the, more or less, I've been averaging about 10 to 13 hour weeks on the bike. So January 9 to 15 was an 11-hour week. 16 to 22 was a 13-hour week. 23 to 29, 14-hour week. January 30 to Feb 5, 13-hour week. And then I think this is the recovery week, Feb 6 to 12. So the volume was a little bit lower, but I still made sure to get on the bike fairly regularly. So here, Feb 17 is when I got sick. So I was supposed to do another, let's say, 13-hour week again, but I couldn't because I had a flight to Manila and I got sick. So the volume from Feb 13 to really from Feb 13 to Feb 26 kind of suffered in terms of volume, because I've been wanting to hit about 10 to 13 hours in terms of volume, but that kind of suffered. So I'm trying to get it back this week. It is currently March 1. So I did a 2-hour session today, and then I am currently at 5 hours 48 minutes for Feb 27 to March 5. So I should be able to hit about 13 hours for this week as well. So that's basically been the training. I've been feeling pretty good. I haven't been feeling super tired. I think it's because I've been spacing out the workouts, and I've been very strict about just doing zone 2 rides after a workout day. And you can also see here that I've been taking rest days. So I won't look at Feb 13 to 26 because this is when I got sick and we traveled to Manila. But Feb 6 to 12, I took a rest day on Monday. January 30 to Feb 5, I took a rest day on Friday and Sunday. And on that Saturday, we did the Dumaguete Audax 200. So I had a good 8-hour day here. I think I took a rest day on Friday because it was a travel day to go to Dumaguete. And then here, January 23 to 29, I took a rest day on Wednesday. January 16 to 22, I took a rest day on Monday and on Sunday. And I think the tricky thing with the training is that not every week is a perfect week. There were some weeks here where the wife wasn't feeling very good and I couldn't go out early in the morning. And that meant that either I went out when the kids were in school, or I would have to do a indoor training ride, and I had to adjust those things. I had to adjust where my 4x4 sessions were, where my threshold sessions were. And I personally am not putting too much pressure on myself in terms of the training. Like, I am valuing feeling fresh on a day-to-day basis. Not super fresh, like today was pretty tiring, but I'm valuing being able to function well for the rest of the day. I'm not a professional athlete. No one is paying me to do this. I wish that'd be cool if somebody was paying me to do this, but I still have work, family, and a whole other things that need to be done even after the bike ride. So I make sure that I have enough energy for all of those things. But it's been fun doing this. It's been fun, like having some sort of structured training. And even after the Philippine Cycling Festival, unfortunately, there aren't any more gravel races in my calendar. Hopefully, they'll announce some gravel races in the next few months, and I'll have some time to train for them and join them. But right now, that's it. And I think I will do a version of this on a day-to-day basis. I might change the session. So like right now, I've been doing the 4x4 sessions. I basically just got that from a Peter Attia podcast. It's long enough that these are efforts that are probably going to be required in a race situation if I wanted to keep up with a certain person, if ever. And then, the threshold sessions are just kind of fun. Like, going up a hill hard is fun. I think I'll keep a version of this training plan somehow, and I'll make sure to incorporate rest days and recovery days, and still I'm doing a lot of zone 2 in between. And it's just also listening to my body. I haven't felt tired because of the training. Like, I got sick. I think I got it from my kid. Like, he had a bad cold and I had to pick him up from school and he had to stay home for a few days, and I think I got it from him. So I don't even think that was training related. The last 2 years I just did mostly a lot of zone 2. That was mostly it, and I felt like every time I would try to do like a high threshold or a VO2 max type effort, after that effort, I wouldn't have any more threshold efforts left. And I feel like I have a little bit more in my legs. So I'm kind of curious how it'll feel in the Philippine Cycling Festival. Yeah, so stay tuned. And I will definitely have a video about that trip coming up if all goes well. All right, no boring days. Please subscribe.